Manakin day. Smelling to manakin already.
Darkly closer.
Hello everybody and welcome again to the Birdish Show, coming to you on location from Tranquilo Bay Lodge here in beautiful Panama. Diego, cheers. Once again, nice to be with you in person.
Buenas noches.
It's nice that we can do that.
I'm very tranquilo in Tranquilo Bay, you know?
Absolutely tranquilo. We've got our tropical shirts on, we've got our rum, as always.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Indeed.
Yeah. And where are we planning to head tomorrow on tomorrow's birding adventure?
It's gonna be neat because we're gonna have a little change. We are in the tropical lowlands. We're gonna go in this lowland area that is, you know, we're gonna be birding by boat, basically. We're gonna go in the Snyder Canal. We're gonna be doing boat birding, but we can also access rivers, the Changuinola River, and ocean, you know, a little later.
So the birding that we're going to do tomorrow is a good example of why we came here to Tranquilo Bay, why we chose this place for our first birding trip abroad with the Birdish Show, our first trip together, is that yesterday we were up in the highlands in the Talamanca range, seeing a totally different range of species. And today, as you said, we're going to be birding by boat. We're going to be kind of running along this canal parallel to the coast. Actually,
changing elevation, changing habitat, you know, and the amount of different colors and elevations and temperature is the flavor of the thing. So that's one of the, you know, key things of, you know, Tranquilo Bay and Bocas del Toro.
Well then, yeah, without further ado, let's head out birding by boat. Cheers.
Got like the most we're going to be in the migratory path. So like down that canal, you could see like those kingbirds. If we would have been in the canal when those came, there would have been hundreds of them flying over your head. Hundreds, just coming wave after wave after wave.
We started off today with the kind of classic birding by boat experience that a lot of maybe beginner birders really appreciate. You know, open spaces, lots of really exciting, visible birds flying around, right? We arrived at the mouth of the canal. And
mangrove swallow.
Mangrove swallow, but, you know, perched on a little stick right at eye level, cute little swallow. Yeah. Toucans flying over, keelbill toucans over the river.
Rain kingfishers and openish area, you know, like birds near water. I love boat trips, and you see a ton of, you know, great birds, but they are mostly widespread, open, common, that's the hummingbird again, common things. So, like, once you've done a boat trip, it's like, oh, cool, enough, you know.
You said earlier that you're not really that keen on birding by boat, and our guide Natalia was kind of, you know, giving you some
a little hard time, like
a little bit of a hard time about it, perhaps. But actually, the funny thing is, after all of that hard time, the first thing we saw pretty much in the first couple of 100 meters of entering the Snyder Canal was a lifer for you. So you got a lifer from a boat.
Totally had to throw my words.
You ate your words.
Yeah, to eat my words. What, throw my words? yeah, like I was not complaining, but, you know, letting you guys know a little bit more about this. Like, oh, birding by boat is not my favorite, and then
don't understand it. Your birding by boat sucks. I hate it. I wish I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, we just saw the Nicaraguan seed finch. That is a lifer for you, and we don't have any other place to see that species. So here you got, you know, one of the great things to be on a boat.
I'm not complaining. You know, I kind of like the lifer of the Nicaraguan seed finch, even. You know, like
That's how he's right.
even we could nail down the Nicaraguan seed finch at the beginning.
Well, that was a bird we talked about ourselves before this trip, thinking that would be a cool bird to see, but not really expecting.
If you think you're in Panama and this is the only corner where you can get it, it makes it even more special. It's cool that we're traveling together and being able to do the show together. Black-throated wrens in that area were absolutely mind-blowing. Like,
Absolutely, that song was really
beautiful voice, totally different looking bird. And again, you know, like a bird that you only get in this part of the Caribbean coast, and Bocas del Toro in this, you know, part of Panama is the last chance you have to see it. Especially because when you are in the edges of the distribution of birds, you have lower densities. So it's harder to connect with the birds than when you are in the middle of the distribution. And that brings us to a nice topic that is one of the explanations of hybridization. When birds are in the edges of their distribution, so two species kind of see each other non-regularly, they have more chances to make mistakes and go hybridize with someone that is cool looking but is not your you know, model of male or female.
And you bring up hybridization because the Snyder Canal is a kind of hybridization zone.
Like the Changuinola River there.
Right.
And I was gonna make my undergrad project with hybridization of manakins. So, you know, I wanted to see hybrid manakins. And this is the area, this is the case where we could see some. Manakin day, smelling to manakin already. I love the smell of this hybrid smell. It's not white color.
It's very particular, that
It's very
smell.
particular, yeah. This is pretty cool because it's a manacus that is a hybrid. When you come, like, you know, from South America, from Colombia, you got all, you know, like Panama having golden color manakin. That's basically, you know, like a yellow and kind of greeny, olivey belly one. And then from Costa Rica in the Caribbean, you have the white color manakin.
Yeah.
White collar is the name in English?
White collared.
Yeah, white collar.
Manakin.
Candé.
Yeah.
And that guy is absolutely like, you know, white on the belly and lemony on the throat. So when these two guys mix here and hybridize, they get a lemony version. We could see the females today. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I loved.
We really did try and see the males.
Yeah, but I love seeing the females.
Yeah.
And this is a little funny because this is I would say, you probably would say this is a more nerdy approach to birding sometimes. But, you know, this bird doesn't even count. It's called Almirante manakin. It's a hybrid. Yeah. It's not a species per se.
So for people watching at home who don't necessarily understand exactly what you mean by doesn't count, what do you mean by that? So for someone making a list.
Yeah, it's not considered as a species. It's like if you have donkeys and horses, you get mules. But mules are not considered as a species because they don't procreate and they don't happen in nature, you know, like naturally.
There were a lot. Well, actually, the interesting thing is that one of the reasons that we struggled a bit to connect with the manakins was the weather.
To be honest, it doesn't really mean anything apart from us potentially getting wet. The birds can deal with it. It's the problem mostly with rain. I think the problem comes with we can't watch the birds anymore, right?
Wow, manakins?
Manakins?
Manakins. I heard them. We saw a couple of females that are around. It was a nice long kind of, you know, wet day.
It was.
We experienced the elements. That's what birding is about.
We were kind of stuck on shore for a little while, caught under heavy rain. Another thing that also happened while we were stuck in the rain, because we have to get creative sometimes as birders. We're out there. We're not carrying around, you know, iPads and books and computers. We're sitting around in a little wooden house. It's pouring with rain. There's not a lot to do. And then we kind of got creative by having a little bit of fun with our host for the trip.
Yeah.
So he told me, like, oh, you know, it's this big thing called Jabiru that, you know,
Big store.
Jim is never seen in the area. And so, you know, just, you know, pretended to go to take a pee. Natalia came also nearby and we pretended to be birding. Hey, Jim,
Yeah, we do. But
you have wood stork here?
But no.
Yeah, we have wood stork.
No, that's not a wood stork.
Oh, fuck, this is bigger.
Oh, Jabiru! Pick up Jabiru!
Oh, it's a Jabiru. It's a Jabiru. Come, go here.
You have come with me! You got me! Let's go see the You got me, you bastard! Good.
That was very well played. She's like, no, it's bigger. She's like, bigger? That means it's a Jabiru.
Y'all got me so good, man.
You're running like a ballet. He's like, Jabiru.
I didn't want to spill my beer.
And then we decided to go again, you know, like on the Changuinola, finish the canal, get on the Changuinola River. We got to see more of your, you know, northern jacana that you love.
It's a cool looking little bird. before we went out of the river, we stopped off and we mentioned it earlier, like interesting turns. We got a couple of gull-bill turns, quite rare for the area.
I'm probably, you know me. I'm probably not paying enough attention to the turns, to the waders.
Not your favorite type of birding, and that's fine.
I'm getting educated by you, basically.
Or bored.
Yeah.
And then maybe half an hour outside the river mouth, we came to Swan Key, right? Bird Island. I don't think I was quite prepared for how epic, and I think that is the right word, this place really is. Dramatic, yeah.
I mean, this is probably, I don't know, like 50 meters, tall, huge rock, different sections, like different cracks.
It kind of looms out of the sea in front of you. Right?
Yeah. Beautiful cover of forest up there. But yeah, like the sheer amount of animals there, like probably, I don't know, like...
How many frigate birds did we put on the list?
I don't remember, probably
350, something like that. But I think there might have been more. There were huge numbers of frigate birds.
And then, you get there and you saw it flying before listening it, but Jim and I got a glimpse of the noise of the tropic birds, and it's totally different to any water bird, at least that I know, that I don't know actually a lot. But you got to see the G's of it, the shape of it.
Well, I remember I said to you when we came in that it has a totally different, even from a distance, the wing beat, the patterns of the wings is totally different to the turns that it kind of most resembles from a distance, right? A really different pattern.
It's a little ghosty, I would say. It's soft and very raw. Actually,
there's an urgency to the wings as well, right?
Yeah, the Latin name is Phaeton ethereus. So Phaeton is like the sun. I don't know exactly why, but ethereus is, like they were like flying and very, it's like in front of you and then suddenly disappear, Yeah, I guess the sun thing is because of the colors of the bill, red-billed tropic bird. Like very orangey red sun. I mean,
but this key where we were seeing these birds, and it was a lifer for me, was where you saw it for the first time. How many years ago?
I got my lifer there like 12 years ago.
That's pretty cool.
Exactly, yeah.
That's pretty cool to come back to it. And second impressions?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I love them. I wasn't vomiting this time. I was behaving myself this time. I just love the fact to get to see one of these rocky islands in the middle of like. It's not pelagic, it's not like thousands of, hundreds of kilometers away, but it's like this sanctuary that is totally protected where, these birds are gonna be okay. There's no predators like introduced animals by us and stuff like that. I mean, this is probably not, like, would you guess what's the sister family of tropic birds?
Of tropic birds?
Yeah,
I'm not going to... I feel like the obvious trap of that question is to say tern or something like that, right? Because they kind of resemble terns. I'm not going to say tern.
Okay,
not going to say tern.
That's the first hint then.
Yeah, not going to say tern. Okay, can you give me a clue? A hint?
I gave you one already, but let's say...
Okay, you gave me one already.
It's not like a big family. It's a monotypic family.
Okay, all right.
Basically,
But aquatic?
And monotypic, by the way, for the ones that don't know, is a family that has only like one species on it. Like it doesn't have several members, but only one.
Okay. Aquatic species?
Yeah. Freshwater, aquatic, monotypic family.
Freshwater. So we're talking about tropic birds, which are marine species.
Yeah.
Grebe, some sort of grebe?
Nope. It's a group that contains cagu and sunbittern, the Euripigiformes.
So sunbittern is the closest.
Is the sister group of these animals.
This totally different bird.
Absolutely. So today, that brings me to that today I was watching these birds kind of knowing that I didn't know 12 years ago. It's like, oh, this is the sister group of cagus and sunbitterns, and they don't necessarily, mean it and tell it to you by behavior or habitat or anything.
So given that all the birds that we've seen today, all the experiences that we've just talked about, do you take back what you said at the beginning of the day about not being a big fan of birding by boat? Has that changed?
Shaming me in public. I cannot complain, I cannot be sad, I cannot be anything but just elated to have finished the boat trip.
And that's what I love about being here, that we kind of took this wonderful route where we started off, we went through this kind of canal, I mean, not freshwater canal, but with this kind of, it had the river kind of vibe, right? Along that canal, up through the river mouth, out to the ocean, and then back to here to Tranquilo Bay.
The only way to experience it is in a boat.
Absolutely,
You
cannot do that in any other way.
Yeah, so many habitats like that.
So there we go, birding by boat. Converted, semi-converted. I'll get you on waders next. That's the next big challenge.
No, that's a quest.
When I've converted you to sandpipers,
that's a quest.
Then I've done my job.
Yeah,
I've won.
Yeah, I'll resign the bird show and go.
Tell us in the comments why Diego is harsh on sandpipers, that they deserve more love. Tell us in the comments, please. Please, I need to convince him that those are cool birds.
That was a great day, man.
It was.
Thank you
I'm looking
very
forward
much.
to tomorrow.
Yeah.
A lot more to come.
Yeah, indeed. Cheers. Keep
Cheers.
watching us.
Thank you for watching, and as always, please do remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, and support us on Patreon. All the links in the description below. Next time.
Oh.